Get us?
Shit.
I'm pretty sure you think they got me. They did.
Listen.
But as kids, we had these little running jokes because you have to learn how to, some of us had to learn how to hate ourselves, and homophobia has been existing for a long time. So we had to learn these little running jokes. If you ever drop your keys, kick them to the next block. If you ever had to tie your shoes, wait till you get home, because the gays are gonna get you. Yeah, so I used to drop my keys, my wallet, I left my shoes untied, and I waited, and waited, and I'm still waiting. Nothing's happened. Oh, that joke still works. I guess I should tell you guys, I stopped doing stand-up after the I don't know if any of you remember, there was a quarantine and a pandemic that happened a few years ago. Yeah, it was awful. You should watch the news. Oh, I still got it. I can still do stand-up. Thank you, comedian. So we had to perform like on Zoom. And I don't know if any of you went to these comedy shows on Zoom, but it was horrible for us comedians. Because we need to hear laughter, right? I don't need to hear, oh, the internet's not working, or like all of a sudden it's like all these faces that like are looking like, I'm like, that's my best joke. And like they're like looking at me dumbfounded because the internet went out or my computer froze. And I kid you not, it was just the worst. It was the worst. I would perform standing up in my kitchen. And like then I would like close the computer and then I would have to go back to this like isolation, and it just was the worst. So I stopped doing stand-up because I was just like, I can't do this. Then things got a little better, right? And so we could hang out and do things outside. Then they started putting these little like condoms on the mic.
Yes, I remember those.
It was like a little nylon sock. It wasn't a condom. It was like a little nylon sock, right? And then sometimes they would forget to switch the nylon sock, and I was like, "Where's my nylon sock?" Like 5 people have used that thing, and I'm like scared of people now because like we've been in quarantine. So I'm like, I don't know if they spit. And sometimes when you're doing stand-up, the mic like hits your lip or your mouth. And like, you're not trying to like, slap your face or anything. It just like happens, right? You're just like, oh, no, why'd you hit my mouth? Now I'm gonna get the flu. And so I was like terrified. So I stopped doing stand-up altogether. Part of it because I never made it. I felt like I never made it in entertainment. I thought I was gonna have a great career, right? Like, because I look ethnically ambiguous. I thought I was gonna be great for any role. Any role, right? Then I was doing stand-up one night, this guy's like, hey, you look like that Muppet? And I'm like, which one? I was like, which one? And he was like, Gonzo. And I was like, in a panic, right? Because I don't remember Gonzo, that was like 1942. And so I was like, oh, in a panic, I was like, oh, Gonzo's my favorite Muppet. So that must be a compliment, right? And I got home, because I had to look up, apparently all of you still remember what Gonzo looked like? Like, what do you guys do? Just watch the Muppets? It's a thing?
It was a thing.
I know the Muppets were a thing. I know it was a thing. They went all over the place, right? But let me tell you why Gonzo was my favorite Muppet. I looked him up, right? And Gonzo, I could kind of see it. Like Gonzo's blue, right? Like I'm blue, like right? You see? We're both blue. He's got these big old eyes, and then this long, thick, veiny nose, and he looks like a big dick and balls. And I was like, oh no wonder Gonzo was my favorite Muppet as a kid. Like I guess that's why some of you remember him. And then I had to you know, actors and performers, we have to get headshots, right? Like, we have to get headshots like every week because like our look changes. Like, we got a new eyelash or something, so you have to get the picture. It's bullshit. All this bullshit. Oh no, your hair, you got a new haircut. No, it's falling out. Like, it's not a haircut. So I went to go get a headshot, and the photographer's like, oh, you would be great at playing the Taliban. The Taliban. The Taliban. And I was like, I heard you the first time. Why do you have to say it 3 times? Like the FBI's around the corner. And so let me tell you, I would go audition for these roles for the Taliban, right? Because obviously ethnically ambiguous. And I would show up, and they were like, you look like the Taliban, but you don't sound like the Taliban. And I was like, duh, I'm not the fucking Taliban. Like, now I gotta update, like, I have to update this joke because these jokes are, like, kind of old. So now I have to talk about instead of saying the Taliban, I can say I look like a migrant from Venezuela on a bus. That's the new Taliban. Like, all of a sudden it changed to another brown person. I don't know how they do this. Every week it's a new brown group that we're supposed to hate. It gets worse though, because it's my life. And after 20 years of living in New York, I think that New York has finally started to rub off on me.
Huh.
Yeah. I went to the airport the other day to pick up my mom, and she walked right past me, like she didn't even see me. Yeah, and I was like, oh no, my mother got Alzheimer's on the way here. She doesn't recognize her own son. I'm supposed to be the favorite. She doesn't recognize the favorite. I don't want to be the favorite. I never wanted to be the favorite. I have 3 other brothers. It's kind of hard when you're the so-called favorite and you have 3 other brothers who want to be the favorite, so you guys can be the favorites. And I finally was, Mommy, aquí estoy. Mommy, she turns around, Ave María Purísima Gabriel. ¿Qué es lo que te pasó a ti? You look Jewish. And I was like, okay, Mommy, you know that you out of everyone on the face of this fucking earth should know what I am. But if you don't hurry it up, Taliban Gonzo's gonna be late to temple. Like even my mom, like I was like, my mom gonna do this to me too? Like and let me tell you, I have like 3 hours of my mom's material. And I only have like a few minutes, so I didn't know I was gonna do so good. Thank you. You guys come to every show I do. I won't pay you, but you guys can get dressed up. You have an excuse for dressing up. I'll just fucking with you. I wish I could dress like my granddad. Like, no! I'm not trying to fuck with y'all. That's how my grandfather dressed. My grandfather used to wear these pants all the way up to here.
He was a pimp.
Oh, my grandfather? My grandfather was more than just a pimp. Many things. He had an illustrious career. I wish I was as successful. I'm the only adult who grew up with money and now has no money. I now eating cans. I'm glad my mother was from Puerto Rico because we always had all these my mom liked to eat sardines, and she used to eat stuff out of cans, and I was like, I'm never gonna eat sardines. Never gonna eat out of cans. Now that's all I do. Marvin, our moms thought as well.
Hell yeah.
Because I now can eat canned food. I was like, canned food? Who eats canned food? So I'm gonna finish with this. I'm first generation American, if you didn't already know. I like to tell everybody that just in case, of a scholarship or something that I might do. My mom's from Puerto Rico, my father's from Guatemala, and I was pretty much on my own when it came to learning American history. My dad used to think that the 4th of July was the day that enslaved Africans were freed. So he was like, Happy Independencia Day, Happy Independencia Day. So he would walk up to black folks every 4th of July and be like, Congratulations, you're free. That used to go real well. All right, y'all. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. And hope you have a wonderful Saturday evening.
This is Gonzo.
Oh, we found Gonzo.
Have favorite
Next to each other.
Taliban. I don't know. When I was a kid, that he reminded me when I was a kid, and I learned what food stamps was, like not just what it was, but what it meant. I was the biggest crybaby I turned into the biggest crybaby in the world. You could not send me to the store with a food stamp. I would cry, stomp my feet, and everybody knew not to send Lizzie to the store with food stamps because she was just gonna get everything wrong. She was gonna take 3 hours until everybody left the store. Anyway, that just reminded me of that. And also, I wouldn't eat the budget mayonnaise. I only wanted Hellman's. I too grew up rich poor. I get that. Okay, thank you for that. Very funny. You brought me back. Our next comedian will be Elise. And Elise Edwards is a comic, an astrologer, and DJ in New York City. She's the owner and founder of Ankara Astrology and Disco. Elise's comedy career started while studying theater at Virginia Commonwealth University in 2007. After becoming a member of SAG-AFTRA in 2012, Elise returned to stand-up after a 6-year hiatus. 2015, fun, philosophical, with an ability to make mysticism mundane and the mundane mystical. Elise, like her DJ name, is here to remind you and herself to play US. Welcome up. Thank you. Keep it going for Liz. Look at that big Liz energy. I'm also kind of a Liz, like we all just, they're all like variations of Elizabeth, Elisheba. If you want to go the Hebrew route, literally translates to God is satisfaction. So just in case you wanted to know. I say Elise is like the lightning bolt version of Elizabeth, if you know one Elise, like, you know us all. Like, we're okay, we're probably gonna get you arrested, it's okay. But we're gonna have a lot of fun on the way there. And no, I will not pay your bail. So we're gonna figure it out together. But I just want to let you know, sorry if I'm endangering us all just by being here. I know, it's awkward. And don't worry, I won't get out of anything either. I've never been treated like a white girl at a traffic stop. I've never been able to cry my way out of a ticket or anything like that. So I will be there in central booking with you, okay, all night. Let's just hope that it's not a holiday weekend and we got,
Great baloney.
harangued on a Friday. That's never a good look. Anyway, we can talk about the justice system later. Yeah, I'm Elise. I don't know you're gonna read like the whole last bio. I would have just been like, yo, it's gonna be fun, bye. Maybe not. Please drink up. It's for a good cause. But shit happens. Yeah, I'm just like, I also took a hiatus from comedy during quarantine. I did 0 Zoom shows. I did a couple Zoom parties though. That was pretty fun. Yeah, like people that are like, I actually don't want this on camera. They're just like casually going outside the frame. But I feel like it made everyone's acting a lot better when we did come back. Like we had a lot more awareness of where to be, our sight lines, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't even know my status as a SAG member because I was like, there's no work, everything's shut down. Then there's kind of work, but like they're only using certain people. Now there's a strike and all this stuff.
And I was like, you know what? I feel like you guys sold us out, like the whole membership. You just like sold us out faster than like the teachers union and the police officers put together. So let's just like figure out what the next thing is, and we're gonna make it work. Anyway, okay. Also, I'm from DC originally, not from San Francisco, but the gays got me too. So no, I'm just kidding. But actually, it's just like. I don't really know what I'm into. I just like people and stuff. It's usually men, but like every 5 to 10 years, I just like try to make out with a lady just to make sure. I just want to know that I just want to know that I'm still playing for the team that I think I am, and I'm not just letting like cultural pressures, make me conform to something that's not really authentically me. Basically, I've just never done anything south of a titty, and that's all I need to know. But check back with me in like another 3 to 5 years. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Who knows? I don't even trust my taste in men or anything. It's like it was like not too long ago that I realized the most romantic thing a guy's ever done for me was hold my arm fat back in a picture. Which is a pro move, exactly. See, like, listen. If you do that, you like, make your mommy look like she's got like supermodel arms in a picture, and you will all of a sudden doors will open for you. That one thing that was a taboo, all of a sudden she's doing it with a smile on her face. So you're welcome for your rim job, okay? and holding your arm fat back, that's not like a move your dad told you about, or something like your older brother, suggested. That is some gay uncle shit. And my whole life trajectory since my dreams of the entertainment business also were horribly dashed is to just overcome this destiny of always the beard, never the bride. Yeah, and the whole arm fat back, I'm questioning a lot of things in life, I'm questioning what the fuck I'm doing, what is democracy? Do we live in one? I'm from inside the Capitol Beltway. I ran away from it as quick as possible because I was like, I live in a place where it's like not just appropriate, it's prescribed to have political affiliations as a substitute for a personality. And we're talking about back in the day before like everyone was just like talking about everything on the internet. Like everyone worked for the government where I'm from, but no one would talk about political affiliations, You can talk about that, you can talk about religion. Everyone fucking got along. It was amazing. It was like people could actually communicate about things that mattered instead of like having this shield of like a bunch of like facts that they're not even facts, they're opinions, and they're not probably even well informed, But then I moved to New York, and then everyone got really political, and I was like, what the fuck? This is like, why? Why is this happening? So it made me think about, my place in the world. I also felt like as an actor, I shouldn't voice any political opinions because I still have it emblazoned in my mind, like Susan Sarandon throwing up a peace sign on some red carpet, and me just being like, someone take her Academy Award back, please, like right now, And now it's like, no, that's like in vogue. In fact, like that's how you get cast and stuff. It's like that and having like, over 100,000 followers on Instagram, and magically you are the next like Marvel movie, Captain something, I don't know. Yeah, at one point I dabbled in like the nerddom of like X-Men and stuff like that. Sure, I have like, the uncanny X-Men and stuff like that under my bed at my mother's house, but I'm really just keeping it. That's like my severance package for life. But that's my eject button. Anyways, it made like living in DC, I realized that everything is fake. It really is the ugly Hollywood. Just don't have your own escape plan. Basically, if you think the answers are anywhere outside of you, you're wrong. Turn back, okay? Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Look deep inside yourself and be like, what really matters, and how do I form a super PAC that I can immediately fund the rest of my life through. No, that is actually not what I want you to take away from this at all. Just figure out what matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just working on, you know, like, I think maybe last year my New Year's resolution was to like invest in a dildo instead of trying to date them, you know what I'm saying? And that too is going horribly. Yeah, I know, right? It's just like the last guy that I dated before quarantine, I thought I was like, I had like been celibate for like a year beforehand, and then it was like I was like saving up a forever home, you know what I'm saying? And then I somehow got swindled into investing into timeshare dick, you know? And it's just like, yeah, it's just like, so then my friend, who's a comic during quarantine, he came over not to have sex, but to actually ask for some audio equipment that he had I borrowed from him back. And so I met him out at his car because it was still like, you know, mask on, mask off, we don't know what's going on, but okay, here's your stuff back. And in the backseat of his car, he had a sex machine, like a multi-pronged, multicolored, multi-directional, like, sex machine. And I was like, yo, what is that? He was like, dude, that is like a $4,000, like, Turbo Sex 3000. And I was like, what? And he was like, you want one? I just got sponsored by them. And I was like, no, but that would be so like me to go from 0 sex toys to like the Terminator of dildos. I told you guys you weren't safe. Anyway, I'm Elise Edwards. Thank you so much. You can go for your own.
That's very funny. I don't have a comeback. Thank you, Elise. Okay, our last comedian will be Rhett Seaver. Rhett Seaver has been a New York City comedian for the past 12 years. He was raised Mormon in the Midwest, so he has no trouble minding his trauma-filled life with material. Check out his first book from 2023, Everyone is Gay When They Masturbate. He'll be selling them at the show. You got it with you? Okay. Come up, Brad.
Hey guys, so for anybody who saw me yesterday, wearing the same shirt, you know what that means? I'm a loser. Yeah. So on the weekends I just revert back to the pandemic where I just exist and don't really, I'll shower tomorrow anyway. So no, I don't know how I can just come up here and joke about these frivolous things when my boyfriend hit me. But it's okay, he hits like a faggot. No, I'm actually bummed because I was attacked by a wiener dog. But it's okay, I beat it off. So, no, actually, what it is I hate beef stroganoff. I prefer stroganoff with beef. Okay, so, did you guys know you're all bisexual? I don't want to me too the room, or traumatize anybody for outing them, but you don't have to take my word for it. I can prove it to you. Does anybody here puke on themselves when they masturbate? Okay, just for lube? Yeah. Okay. No, yeah, I used to for that, but it was too acidic, and then it would. Anyway, it was a long healing process. Sorry, okay. So, you don't puke on yourself when you masturbate because even if you're straight, congratulations for being straight. First of all, okay. But even if you're straight, you are gay enough to fuck yourself. You can't be repulsed by your own bodies, right? If that were the case, the incels, you know, the involuntary celibates, it's a nice way of saying ugly people. The ugly people at the beginning of time, they would have been so pissed that nobody was fucking them, including themselves, that they would have killed everybody in revenge. The only reason we're still alive right now is because of my gay ass. Usually I bump into something when I do that, so that was good. That was a good one. Okay, so yeah. So like, you know, a liberal might say, you know, everybody's on the bisexual spectrum. Or a conservative might say, you know, sexuality is a choice, right? It suspiciously sounds like the same thing because life is what it is, despite your biased opinion about it, asshole, okay? So it's like, it's just two ideologies coming at the same thing with different perspectives. Like you guys did psychedelics during the pandemic, right? You know everything's perspective, right? Yeah. Well, what I realized is, you guys know why we contemplated our lives during the pandemic. Because hindsight is 2020. It's so crazy, like language does manifest. It's crazy, yeah. And, well, you guys know why the universe created us as vessels of limited time and information to vicariously live a more interesting existence through us. Because the universe was bored knowing and being everything. What, you guys never did edibles and shrooms at the same time? Yeah, it's crazy. It's insane. So yeah. Remember, I'm a loser. I have to look at my next job. Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot. I was forgetting my trauma actually. I was raised religious, and one time a priest fondled my scrotum, if you know what I mean. But it's okay. I learned something. I realized, that's what they mean by sacrilegious. Okay. But yeah, I was thinking about how, like, you know, the systemic sexual abuse, you know, in the church, actually, for millions of people, because they fell away from the church when they realized the priest wanted to diddle their kid, and so it changed the genre of the Bible for millions of people from nonfiction to fiction. We evolved as a species because of this. Thank God for pedophiles. Sometimes you gotta appreciate the negative. It's a catalyst for evolution. Did I tell you about the universe? Yeah, so it created negativity as a gym to work out and to become stronger. But anyway, okay. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, you guys, I was realizing this. I appreciate so much how when you meet somebody who's into improvised jazz singing and poop sex, I love it how they tell us what to do when we meet them. Scat.
Oh, wow.
It's so perfect. Isn't that crazy? Oh my God, it's amazing. Like, we all agree. Like, great. Like, and also, speaking of shit, every day, everyone is fucked in the ass in reverse by their own shit. Yeah, I realized this when I updated my Mormon singles profile when I was no longer Mormon. It's a metaphor. So, yeah. But yeah, so did you guys know they have clowns at rodeos? What? It was my first rodeo. Well, so. Oh, that's right. So I have 3 minutes. That's crazy. I didn't know I would end early, I guess. So I'll just like do this thing that I always do. Sorry, I apologize in advance. We'll be together for all times through those dirty B-room crimes. Unfortunate movements after burritos, but your smooth sliders curl my toes. Hoping what comes out is not oversized, because you better function for my whole life. Sometimes it's like scraping peanut butter off of a Muppet. Sorry, next time I'll eat prunes with that crumpet. In between the crack, don't go in the back, you want exit only, exit only. Yes, I'm talking about that dirty cyclops troll, relieving pressure from my sacred hole. Through hard times and the memories we stole, we'll get through it, me and my bunghole. Sometimes it's easy like a mudslider Hershey factory, for we are stuck together as a matter of fact, are we? Sometimes you trick me and you're just a bunch of gas. Oh, when I'm not ready, you turn out to be a bunch of mass. I'm very glad when you let me know, with all those nerves on patrol. What will I do that fateful day, when worn out you lose control? In between the crack, don't go in the back, you want exit only, exit only. Yes, I'm talking about that dirty cyclops troll, relieving pressure from my sacred hole. Through hard times and the memories we stole, we'll get through it, me and my butthole. I guess I'll have to rock an adult diaper. How will I change my oversized diaper? That depends on the hours the night nurse works. For it's up to them to change my diaper squirts. We'll be together through all our lives, through those kinky ass play wives. Donut pillows when we get old, all the toilet paper that we stole. In between the crack, don't go in the back, you want exit only, exit only. Yes, I'm talking about that dirty cyclops troll, relieving pressure from my sacred hole. Through hard times and the memories we stole, we'll get through it, me and my asshole, me and my asshole, me and my asshole, yo. Yeah!
Rhett has this song on Apple Tunes,
any
Spotify.
Streaming,
Yeah. There was a time when Rhett started with the family Repertory company. He sang that song and we all were singing exit only at any given time. All the time. And I thought it was from some other song. Like sometimes I would be singing it and didn't know I was singing exit only and what it meant, just because it was stuck in my head. But I want to thank everybody for being here, and to all the comedians, thank you. You did so wonderfully, so funny. Thank you guys for coming. Marvin, you want to come up and speak?
Oh. Yay, let's give it up for the audience. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. This is my first true stab, so thank you for laughing. I just wanted to make a quick thing. So the reason why it's named the Family Repertory Company presents Earthmum's Comedy Hour. So a few years back, and Aaron, Gabe, and Rhett, they were a part of a couple of the shows. My dear friend Helena, Earthmum, yeah. Sorry guys. She started doing WBAI. Too hot for radio. I can't use that name because it belongs to WBAI. But I certainly could use her name. We lost her a couple of years ago to the Bad Seed, the original Bad Seed, not the new one, which is COVID, but cancer. But she inspired me to do this and get up here. I used to host the shows, but now I'm taking my stab at doing the damn thing, you know. So I'm gonna be finding some open mics.
Yeah.
I owe it to you, Helena. Right? So in case you were wondering, so I have most of your emails, but if anybody would like to leave me their email, I'm gonna send you a survey because I really want to find out how you felt about tonight. if it's something you want to see again, we should continue this on a monthly basis, seasonal, whatever, but like your feedback is very important for me and the family. And also, I'd like to keep you abreast on everything else that's going on with the family, because we also do shows like the series of short stories, the Crucifixion, which is coming up in March, and cabarets, Women's History Month cabaret, which will be in March, which is a big one that we do. So again, thank you all, and we got wine and seltzer and water. Sorry, my coffee machine broke.
Do we want to see each other's
Yeah, I go to Florida and I go to and Road 34. Those are great.
Get back on stage.
We can get together, we do the circuit.
I'm thinking we should get, yes, thank you so much for